institutions. We have the concept of amana, as you have rightly pointed out. In Allah ya'murukum an tu'addul amanat ila ahliha. It should be well addressed. Again, there is the issue of al-itqan, being excellent. Doing it excellently, doing it diligently and excellently. Because in Allah Ta'ala, yuhibbu إذا عمل أحدكم عملا أن يتقنه. So the idea or the issue of al-itqan is also there. And then the issue of muhasabah to nafs, self-assessment, self-accountability is there. Because Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu was reported to have said, Hasibu anfusakum qabla an tuhasabu, that you should self-assess yourself before you are assessed on the day of Qiyamah. This self-assessment, accountability, as well as muraqabatullahi, should also be embedded in the governance mechanism. And this will require people to be trained, to be constantly reminded of their responsibility. Then the aspect of shura, wa amruhum shura bainahum, wa shawirhum fil amri. And also the aspect of responsiveness, because responsiveness is very important. You may be responsible, but not responsive. Because if you are responsible, you do it rightly. But you may not necessarily be responsive by actually looking at the needs of the people and also reacting to issues and preparing in a manner that you will be proactive before anything happens. And when there is an emergency, you know what to do. That is what it means by being responsive. So responsiveness is another key element of Sharia governance that should be embedded in the governance structure of Islamic social finance institutions.
Jazakallah khairan. So far, so good. Even as some people make noise from behind, they are speaking with their mouth, not eating with the mouth. Even at that, I'm sure we are learning a lot from Professor. Really, the presentation and the responses are very educative and motivating and encouraging. Can we continue, please? Do you agree that we continue? Okay, Prof. Prof, let me take you to the issue of innovation. You see, we know that in everything you do, you should always aspire for excellence. Excellence requires self-evaluation, as you stated. It requires assessment.
Is you innovate or perish. So you either innovate or you perish. This means that the more you are able to innovate by bringing new things, doing things differently, the better. By this, it does not mean that you violate the established Islamic principles that govern zakah or waqf or any other component of Islamic social finance. Rather, you do it in a better way, you do it differently in view of context, in view of value. So by innovation in this context, I mean value-based innovation that will impact more on the beneficiaries and impact more on the entire ecosystem of Islamic social finance. For example, one needs to think outside the box. You must not do it always the same way everyone is doing it. You can look at a particular activity that people or that your people or the community you are addressing, the community you are working for needs. They have an urgent need or a dire need for that. Yes, people are trained to do tailoring, people are trained to do this or that. But you think outside the box, you teach them something, you try to bring or develop a particular product or come up with a service that would address a particular need, and you go using a niche system. Always look for niche. People are doing it this way, or people are all focusing on this, but you feel there is a gap there, and you go for that gap. Or in terms of training, instead of training them on, for example, fintech, you train them on real financial literacy and management of resources. And then you equip them with soft skills in terms of management skills, communication skills, critical thinking skills, problem solving skills, and then you come up with activities or programs that would be suitable for these new skills that you have equipped them with. And then you launch that skill, and you will see that you are making a lot of progress, and your program will be more impactful. So it's not only fintech, it's not only technology that we need to think about. Rather, in terms of programs, in terms of activities, in terms of even financing, in terms of things that would address the immediate need of a particular section of the community. It doesn't have to be for all. You can you can do what is called tailor-based programming, whereby each segment you look at what is its need. For example, you have children, or rather you have youth, and then you have women, you have married, you have divorcees or widows, you have the aged. So each category you give its own due. You look at what its needs, and then you target them. You come up with activities, with programs. That is enough an innovation. It's not just about technology or fintech.
About product innovation, institutional innovation.
Exactly, product innovation, institutional innovation, all of this, because that is what will make Islamic social finance to grow, and also to make you think outside the box so that you continue to innovate. If you only focus on fintech, okay, you have people who are already trained in fintech or in technology, but they do not have the other skills required of them to succeed. You are going nowhere. Or maybe you do not have institutional innovation whereby the mechanisms, the system you put in place will be enduring, will be sustainable. You are going nowhere. Or maybe where the product you have is something that is common and people are no longer interested in it, or there is no market for it. If it is something that you train them, you give them the